when I first discovered something, it was just like a bit of a stinging in the breast, in the right breast. But it did not last long because I was at my daughter's house. We were having Christmas function, parties and stuff. Unfortunately, I had on a dress without a bra. So I thought, could be because I didn't have on a bra, ignorantly. And then the next day I was at my sister's house, the Boxing Day, and the same feelings appear again, which lasted a bit longer. I discussed it with my sister like 2 weeks after because, it was behind my head. And then because they're all in the medical field. So I called her and I was telling her about it. And she said, well, when you get your lunch break tomorrow, go to the GRP and get an examination done, which I did. And after that examination was done, I was advised to do the mammogram and then follow up by the biopsy. The biopsy report take a bit too long, according to my sister, to come back. But within that time, I felt like nothing was wrong. Got the breast healed up after the biopsy. And I tried to get my life back to normal, going out to work as usual until the results came back, like 3 to 4 months after. And it showed that it did have cancer cells acting up. I think being diagnosed with cancer always is be a devastation for you at first. It does be a heavy devastation for you at first. You throw a lot of tantrums, you cry a lot, you feel, well, I'm going to die. But because I had my family support group, which I always lay emphasis on, and my sisters, they knew how to deal with somebody like me in that traumatized kind of attitude. So they would allow me to cry and they're, talking with the doctor. And at that time, I was working at a place where my boss husband was in oncology, which I always give a lot of praise to Dr. Chris Prashad. And then I was really getting, very frustrated. Chris sit me down and he said, Miss Hazel, it's not the end of the world. But the good thing for you is that you found it early. There are different types of breast cancer I have learned, different types. My breast cancer was basically because I was going over to the menopausal stage of life, and that created hormone problems for me. So it was a slow progressing type of breast cancer, thank God. My approach to cancer at first was very, very undecided. I was very down at first. I was very down. And I had no hope because I was thinking cancer is a death sentence. But like I say, after my sisters, my eldest son, Dennis, he is in the church family. And he never leave me. He always have me praying. He always come, he would pray with me. And I started, then everybody who knew me used to encourage me, say, my Hazel, you're a fighter, you got a good spirit, you're a person, and you will get over it, just keep strong, and things like that, little motivations. And then sometimes, even when I am down, thanks to my working environment, we were like a family. And some days I'm in here very sick after having chemo, and they would appear with a bouquet of flowers and a lovely card, and everybody saying, get well, Miss Hazel, we need you to come out and cook for us. And, so all those little things were a lot of motivation for me. I don't think they realize it, but yes, it was a lot for me.
So you survived breast cancer?
Yes, 12 years survival so far.
Tell us about the journey now with what you had to go through. You did chemotherapy, but what other treatment or other procedures did
I went through? They had ordered me to have 6 cycles of chemo, but I couldn't go for the 6. It was the worst treatment I ever experienced for any kind of sickness. But at the end, I will say, for me, it's the only thing that will keep you alive 90%, the chemotherapy. People come to you with a lot of theories. Oh, drink herbs, drink this, drink that.
Yes.
But when you ask them if they have any experience on who it helped or who could come and tell you, yes, I did that and it worked for me, they couldn't. So I went along with my doctors. I stick with what the doctors said. The chemo was hard. It wasn't a cup of tea. It was hard. When I was diagnosed, after the biopsy, I had 3 cycles of chemo after biopsy, and then the surgery to remove the breast. After being diagnosed and I took the biopsy, I went on to do the vasectomy to remove the breast. I spent, I think it's like 3 weeks in hospital after that. And after that, I had to take 3 more cycles of chemo. But because the chemo had me so sick, so broken, I told the doctors, I said, look, what 5 in kill, 6 in kill me. And I refused to take the 6th one. And they were upset with me. Because they say, you know, Miss Hazel, you come so far. But at that time, I was too weak. I think I was too weak because it used to have me vomiting a lot. I was very, very sick. And then it had me mentally delusional. I used to be going out on the road in the night if nobody's there to block the door, saying, oh, I'll go outside, look, the bus coming for food. And so it had me real in a terrible place. So I said, you know what, I can't take this other one, because by then I start feeling good and my taste buds come back. I could eat a little more, and I said, look, for me to go back now to take this other one, to go back to where I was, like, I can't deal with it. So I didn't take that 6th one. Having said that, they put me on this hormone tablets after clinic date, and so the doctor recommend you go on this hormone tamoxifen tablet. And of course, nobody never educates you. You never educate yourself, because you feel bad, good, you're going back out to work and you're drinking the tablets. But I noticed I always have like a mucus coming from my nostril. And I thought it was a cold, but it wasn't a cold. It was part of the chemo, the tamoxifen tablet having me with that kind of problem. I went off to England for vacation in 2014. That is after I did the surgery in 2012. 2014, I went to England. And I was suffering with severe pains in my hip. And I thought it was probably some arthritis pain or something. But then one night we went out, and then when we came back, I was in a lot of pain. And my sister over there, because she's in the medical field, she said, but all of us got these joint pains, but you look very pale with this pain. I'm taking you to the doctor tomorrow. And there and lo, again, I went, I did and at first they didn't see anything. And I felt so assured I was ready to come home. And then they called me back to the hospital to do a coloscopy test, which is more an in-depth test. And there is when they found the cancer cells again acting in the cervix. Yes, then I had the hysterectomy done. So, but that wasn't as dramatic as the breast, because that was just another diagnosis, and you had the surgery and no treatment. No treatment for that. So that was less stress on me. And after that, I returned back, and I'm just trying to live every day now, one day at a time, sweet Jesus, trusting God. For me, the navigation was a bit tough at first after losing the breast. Because as a woman, you look in the mirror and you're only seeing one part of you have a breast and the other part has a cut. And that was very, very dramatic for me. It took me over a year or more with a lot of inspiration. I had a partner then who was very encouraging, and I think he helped me a lot to get over that. Because he used to say, well, you're alive, and that's what you should thank God for, and don't study the breast. But, you know, women. But after I got to England, and my sister now, she get me into this place that sell these bra, and then you could see they sell all these beautiful silicone busts where you don't have to feel all alone without a breast. Because if you feel the texture of this, it's very soft. It has a nipple. It can be a bit heavy on the stomach in the brassiere, but you feel as if you're having your breasts all over again. So that was my journey. So my thing to women is be strong. I know it's not an easy journey. I know it's not a cup of tea. Some people say, oh, Mrs., you make this thing so easy. No. Find your strength.
What advice would you give to someone facing a cancer diagnosis today?
Be strong. Be strong. Find a support system. Find somebody you can talk with and somebody that can be there with you to do your treatment. Don't do treatments alone. Don't ever tell yourself that I don't want nobody know me sickness. It doesn't matter. Cancer, you didn't buy it. It's not selling. Tell somebody your problem. Get somebody on board with you. Because when you get somebody on board, that helps to strengthen your mind, strengthen the ability that you can do it. Don't listen to people who come in to tell you, drink this bush and drink that bush. When cancer cells erupt, it don't wait in a corner for you alkaline with bush. It doesn't wait, and it may kill you faster. Listen to your doctors. Get your support group. Go out now. Women, I advise you to go out and get tested. Now you have all kind of packages for less than 20,000. Everybody going and do the hair. Everybody got appointment with a nail salon. Everybody doing the toes. You're going to shows. You're spending endless money. Find time to go to the doctor. Listen to your body. Let's move away from this old concept of saying, oh, it's win. It's not win. You're not winning, you're losing. Because by the time you do take it in your hand and go to the doctor, it's too late. Also, remove from the thing saying, I don't want to know what happened to me. If you know what happened to you, you could live as long as I'm living. You have to find your strength, you have to find God, and you have to have a good support system that will say, yes, your life will follow you. Don't only got friends to follow you to the shows and to the clubs. Find a friend that will take you to the doctor or go with you to the doctor. That's my advice to all women and even men, because men do have breast cancer as well, and prostate cancer is on the rise as well. Men, move away from the nonsense of saying you don't want nobody put nothing in your anus. It's not being done that way anymore. That is out the door. It have other scientific ways of just using your blood. Go out, get tested, know what is wrong with you before it's too late. For all of us that trying to spread this word to support each other in the fight of diseases, cancer, AIDS, any disease, let's find one heart, one comfort, one mind, and walk one with each other. Many hearts, one fight.